Hello and welcome to Kody and Korbin Have a Podcast, the show where two former roommates
And they were
talk about a
roommates.
new movie every week. But this week, we are again making our own movies with the help of AI, and this time we're drafting. As always, I'm the president of KHAP Studios, Korbin Zvokel. And joining me is my CEO, chairman of the board, heir to the company. I don't know what your official title is, Kody Webb. Kody, how are we doing?
Doing great, man. Another great intro from you. And yeah, I think maybe you've been watching a little bit too much Succession recently with that opening. But I'll take CEO or COO. Either one of
CFO,
them,
I don't really trust you with
yeah.
money, so
Yeah, let's push it.
general
But
counsel, you could be my lawyer.
I'll just be the entire board, honestly. I definitely don't want to be a lawyer. But yeah, man, excited to be here. Definitely gonna be a fun episode, and of course, we have a great guest as well.
We do have a great guest, and we needed to bring in a little outside competitor. You know, we've done this before where we kind of build our own movies, but we needed to bring in some outside talent, some help to spice up KHAP Studios. So joining us once again is Jackson Mahuron of the Rough Cut Retrospective. Jackson, welcome back to the show. How are we doing, man?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for having me, first of all. I can be the executive producer of this episode if you'd like.
Lovely, lovely. You technically have executive produced an episode with our Stalker episode in a way. I mean,
True. Very true. Your most popular episode yet, I think, according to the numbers.
I think that is what it is. Let me check them. Yep, it is.
Perfect.
Stalker's the best one. It's great. But really, you know, it's just a little bit of a test run. Will we hire Jackson on as a producer for KHAP Studios when we launch this thing big time? So we're putting you to the test, Jackson. How do you think you're gonna live up to it?
I think I can do it. I'm limited to my brain and my cats who are currently just destroying my whole place as we record. So I'll do my best.
I guess, I mean, that's for the video listeners. You have a chance to see a cat. So go over to our YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you're going to miss out on some great cat content. So.
Yeah. In real time, you can watch me prevent my cat from eating thumbtacks out the wall, which happens way more than it should. So that's great.
That's exciting stuff. Kody, tell the people what you were doing today. I'd love to hear you explain it.
Love that. Well, yeah, it's like Korbin said off the top, it's kind of a combination of two things we've done in the past. So if you've seen our AI generated episode, basically
Season 3, episode 15.
Season 3.
Which is a good one.
Season 3.
True fan there. But yeah, I think that was one of our better episodes, honestly. I went back and listened to it recently.
Thick in May Mania.
Yeah, May Mania, classic period of KHAP there. But yeah, we just have this random AI generated site, gives us random plots. Then we're going to go through and pick our favorite, then just build a movie around it. But as well, the little spice we're adding into this episode, we're adding a draft element as well. So I'm sure you've seen we've done tons of drafts in the past. But in this one, we're just going to be taking turns, picking various different, important things from our project and staking our claim in that through a draft as well. It's kind of just a combination of two ideas we have done in the past, which in theory sounds fun, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe a little reckless.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So specifically those categories that we're going to be drafting are genre, and we're going to be doing a main genre and then a secondary genre. So we'll pick two genres: a writer, a director, a composer, a lead actor, a supporting actor number 1, supporting actor number 2, supporting actor number 3, an executive producer, a production studio, a setting for the movie, a month of release, finally a tagline. But the cool thing is we're all going to be making the movie from the same basic source. So we're going to use that AI generation website. We're going to go on there. It gives you 3 to begin with. We'll look at the 3 as a group and pick the one we're making. And then each of us is tasked with essentially making a different movie that can kind of stand on its own. You can pick them in any order. Maybe I'm going to go lead actor with the first pick and Kody's going to go composer because he loves his music with his first pick. It will be a snake draft. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. We did talk before this that if there's like a duo, particularly like writing, directing duos, like the Coen brothers, the Daniels, the Wachowskis, they can be picked as one entity. But if someone's taken in the writer category or the director category, they're done for, the acting categories as well and vice versa. So no doubling up on the Afflecks, the Eastwoods, stuff like that. Do you guys have any other thoughts about this or are you ready to get in and pick our log line?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's go.
All right, cool. So We're going to jump over here. I'm going to share my screen with the boys. Jackson, you want to read the top one and test some comprehension skills?
No. Not popcorn reading. Okay. When a teenager returns from the dead, he finds himself involved with a young girl in a small town of the south of the United Kingdom. When he discovers that his estranged father is also responsible, he decides to take matter into his own hands, which he does with extreme prejudice.
Oh, a story of prejudice. That's very interesting. Kody, what do you think of this one?
It seems okay. Not too sure about United Kingdom, as a setting. Don't really like them, but yeah, it
That's a
sounds
fair
interesting.
point.
Could be potentially limiting with the actors we would have to pick, or do we trust people to do English accents? Could be a fun twist. Kody, what's the second prompt?
Love this popcorn reading. I always in elementary school took the shortest one anyways, so living up to that. But yeah, second prompt. During the Great Purge, a young man is sent to a secret temple in Japan to be buried. But the temple is not as the one she was sent to. What? But the temple is not as the one she was sent to is. No, let me read this again.
No, you're right. Like,
What?
it doesn't make sense, is what I'm coming to, I think.
There's a however at the end. Okay, but the temple is not as the one she was sent to is. However, that makes no sense. I'm sorry.
AI, everybody.
It is an AI generated plot. We did say if these three suck, we
Wait,
would
what?
give ourselves a second chance. So interesting. Second one, probably not going to pick it. The third one is actually really interesting. The world of cinema, the world of music and art, has always dominated the film world. That is the sentence. From his first film to his famous debut to his most recent masterpiece and to his most recent film of the same name, the film world has been dominated by the film of the same name. The film of the same name has dominated the world of films and art. All this has always been the true story of the legendary French art director Pauline Kael and her life and work.
Sounds like the Fablemans.
I couldn't get through that. That was some word
kind of
vomit.
Repeating the same thing over and over again. But okay.
I think I was getting a little confused with the name, the film of the same name. It kept repeating the film of the same name. This is very, very Fablemans-esque, very kind of similar to what we're seeing a lot in movies about movies. Empire of Light is another huge one that's coming out this year. Pauline Kael, is this a fictional person that this AI has generated? Pauline Kael, look her up. No, real person, American film critic, Pauline Kael. So basically, but this is a legendary film French art director. I don't think it's the same person. Strange.
Semi-autobiographical. It's not totally accurate.
I was thinking it's like a Tar situation potentially. Yeah. They made up a composer. They made up this French art director. Guys, how do we feel about these three? Do we want to go for a respin?
I feel like the only competent one is the first one, but do we find that interesting enough to use it?
Here's what I'll say.
I say we spin again.
It's okay. Let's spin again. All right, 3 new movies. The only thing more terrifying than a dead body, the bodies of 6 people, including the police officer who killed the police officer, are all hanging out in the street.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's weird. I like that.
You could really take this to mean a lot of different things too, which I think is potentially
different
good.
genres with that too. Yeah.
Yeah. When a wealthy widow's ex-boyfriend decides to murder his neighbor, she decides to take revenge. Again, better.
Simple.
More potential. Yeah, it's better when they don't vomit words at you. And then finally, the battle of the souls of 2 sons for control of an ancient demon kingdom begins. Ancient. A young boy returns to his village from a long distance to discover that his father is an evil force that has captured souls of the souls so that it can only be defeated by death.
Wow.
That ancient demon kingdom. So really our choices here are 6 dead bodies in the street.
Mm-hmm.
Widow's ex-boyfriend murders the neighbor, and battle of the ancient demon kingdom. What are we feeling, Jackson? What's your vote?
I kind of like the first one. I think you could go a couple different directions with it.
I 100% agree. That would be my pick as well.
I gotta go 3 for 3 here. The versatility of it and kind of the nondescriptness of some of it allows us to really go wherever we want. So that's going to be the plot. I'm going to copy it into our official draft document. We're now going to spin to decide who gets the picks. All right, and we're spinning. And the first pick will be
rigged election.
Korbin. All right, pick number 2.
Come on.
So
Kody.
definitely rigged.
And then Jackson will bring up the rear, or maybe
I always do, baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're going to be picking in that order. We're going to be picking to fill that prompt. But before we do that, everyone's going to get 10 minutes on the clock by themselves to do a little bit of strategy prep work, and then we're going to come back and do the draft. So we're going to break up, and you're going to hear a little bit of everyone's thoughts. Everybody's recording their voice memo, and I won't like actually play everybody's full 10 minutes. I'll just like edit them down to like a couple minute snippets of like what's going on. We are going to start in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, here I am in voice memos. Let's figure this bad boy out.
Let's read the prompt. Okay.
The only thing more terrifying than a dead body, the bodies of 6 people,
including the police officer who killed the police officer, are all hanging out in the street.
A lot to work with here. I think what I got to nail down first is my genres, right? So let me get some stuff out here first. I think the obvious route to go is sci-fi. So I'm going to put sci-fi. Maybe it's like a body snatchers alien type thing, I'm thinking. Science fiction. The other obvious answer, I think, is horror. You could do like maybe a zombie thing. I think would be kind of cool. Like maybe, like they're moving around. They're hanging out is what the wording is. And I think that's kind of up to interpretation, right? So that's something.
I think for genres, I think it would be really good for me to lean into the horror because it is dead bodies.
Dead bodies. You think horror should be involved? Oh man, it's risky. I could go a different direction. I could just go like a crime thriller, sort of like Prisoners. But I want horror involved.
Action could work. Adventure could work. Animation could work. I don't think comedy is what I want to do. Crime could be interesting. Documentary, no. Drama, no. This is not going to be interesting for the listeners. I'm so sorry ahead of time. I'm going to add mystery. Maybe it can be an Among Us movie. A little sussy boy. Drama, I feel like, is kind of a cop-out because my film professor said that drama is not really a category, which it kind of is. Who am I to say? I'm just an idiot with a film degree, and it's not gotten me very far. I'm really bad at thinking out loud is what I'm realizing. Okay, we got some genres down. We can move on.
6 dead bodies in the street. It's like existentialist. Maybe horror fantasy. Horror science fiction could be up there. Horror adventure. Horror adventure. Ooh, horror adventure. That's kind of an interesting thought. I do not mind that at all as a concept. I think I just gotta pick genre first. Composer, that'll come later. I literally will just maybe go to Nicholas Patel. Just because I love this. 6 dead bodies. They're all a family. Oh man. Existentialist. Story about life. People all shot in the street. This is a mass shooting movie. Maybe it's like super. Okay, so they never say what happens. But there's 6 dead bodies. And in the end, it's a cop that killed a cop or something. Jackson looks very bored. I just want to shout that out right now.
So I'm going to go for directors next. I think I'm going to try to get a little Ryan Johnson action. Amazing. You know, he made the most controversial Star Wars, and he made Brick, which is phenomenal. Looper is pretty good. Yeah, I like that. I like Ryan Johnson. I think he could nail the sci-fi vibes for sure. If that's what we go for. He could also nail the mystery, because of course Knives Out. Oh, I should add mystery. Oh, whodunit? No, it's on here. I'm so stupid. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. I think I know who they're going to pick. I think they're going to pick Villeneuve.
Important. Okay. Who would I want to direct something like this? Honestly, right off the bat, like, it does make me think, like, if I wanted to go, like, the Taika direction, give me straight up Spike Lee directed. I figured it out. Martin McDonagh. Steven Soderbergh could be the thing. So, okay, what? Ooh, give me, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going full. Give me Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze.
Let's go to writers, I guess. Ooh, Charlie Kaufman. Is he still alive? Surely he is, right? He's still living. I think he is. He hasn't croaked yet. Eternal Sunshine, banger of movie. Being John Malkovich, banger movie. All right, I'm going to write Charlie Kaufman down. He's going to write the mind twist that your mind couldn't even think about. Kaufman.
Ooh, mystery? Oh, fuck. Fantasy mystery? That could be. Okay, so I kind of just had like a little bit of a breakthrough. So it's going to be kind of like maybe a bit of a mystery. It's like a murder mystery. If we need to, we can think like, ooh, Ryan Johnson could be like a good backup as a director. It's actually a Charlie Kaufman, like Ryan Johnson directing. I could kind of fuck with that. This is the next Knives Out, but it's existential Knives Out with a Charlie Kaufman script, essentially.
I mean, it's cliche. James Wan's a good. What's a good like fantasy director? What's good fantasy movies? I mean, Lord of the Rings, obviously, but I don't think Peter Jackson would want to do this project. Maybe he would, but it's a little too small scale. He hasn't done much recently. I was gonna say Guillermo del Toro with the big red guy, Hellboy. I can't get it. But those movies are actually really good, like fantasy and horror elements as well. So I like that a lot. So Guillermo is going to direct for me, coming off Pinocchio.
I don't want to pick Quentin Tarantino because he'll just write a bunch of slurs, and that's not good for anybody.
The only thing more terrifying than a dead body, the body's 6 people. So 6 people are dead, and one of them's a police officer who killed a police officer. I'm just going to ignore that. And all are hanging out in the street. So I think my vibes is like the opening scene. Is there anything about like an opening scene? Not really. So I want my opening scene to be like super spooky, and there's people just hanging in the street. There's not a ton about plot in this movie, really. It's more of about the production. So I don't need to write the movie. I'm picking somebody to write it. Oh shit! What about the guy from Daredevil? Drew Goddard. Drew Goddard's gonna be my writer. I think that's a great pick because I mean, with Daredevil, that's a lot different from some of the horror stuff he's doing before. I mean, Cabin in the Woods is one of my favorites as well. Doesn't fit the vibe exactly, but he does have horror, experience. So we got Guillermo directing, and then Drew Goddard writing.
Composer. Now this is pretty fun. I love me some good composers. Gotta add John Williams first, of course, the icon. Williams. What's that Ratatouille guy? Oh, I should know this. I love him. Ratatouille. Why can't I think of his name? Corbin's gonna make fun of me. Michael Giacchino, duh. Okay. Michael Giacchino. Cool. My head is a boring place to be, isn't it?
The Lighthouse composer. Mark Korbin. That's my composer. He's not going to get taken. Mark Korbin. Okay, acting. This is the big one. I'm thinking Elizabeth Olsen. Is she right for this role? Who else can I get who has been really good recently? In a detective role. I mean, she was that role in the movie with Jeremy Renner, Wind River, which I did like her a lot in that. Yeah, she hasn't really gone back to that. Maybe we'll go with her. I think that's good.
Okay, how much time we got? Oh my God, we're running out of time.
Tagline. What the fuck is my tagline gonna be? That's what I should have picked first. I'm a fucking idiot. I think obvious go A24 on this, but if not, we go like Plan B or Neon. I think that's like the fucking easy pick, but
Now we need production studio. I'll throw in Monkey Paw. I think that counts. Is Neon technically a production studio? I think they are. Neon.
Oh, that's 10 minutes. Wow. Executive producer. I've been Affleck, and that's just a new project. Uh-oh. The time is going off currently. And we still have 2 more categories. The title and tagline would be the big one.
Let's just do actors. I'm big on Adam Driver right now. I think I'm going to try to get him to be my lead. Maybe he could be another cop, like investigating. I think that could be fascinating. I'm liking that. Okay. He needs a partner. Maybe another cop. That could be good. Maybe he's like really old. Like an old cop. Maybe a Steve Buscemi. I don't hate that.
I literally have no idea who they are, but I'm just gonna try and pick, 5 interesting actors. I kind of want my lead to be Daniel Kaluuya, but I'm going for them last. I kind of want them to take people off the board. That's my general strategy. Definitely get some men and women in there. Definitely, I think various age groups at the end.
Okay, that's good. Thanks, guys.
I've never just talked to myself while recording, so I'm going to apologize in advance of how terrible this is.
It's okay. I didn't talk a ton. I really struggled with that, to be honest.
This was tough. I'm not going to lie. A lot of this will be on the fly, I think.
So for the people, I definitely just edited that 10 minutes down, but you kind of got a little bit of an idea of where our thoughts were pre-draft, but we're going to have to shift. We're going to have to adapt. We're going to have to find this as we go. That was just kind of 10 minutes to get a general idea. But obviously, when I go out and I take Kody's lead actor to direct my movie, he's going to be so upset. So he's going to have to switch things up. I'm curious to go around and just get your guys' thoughts. How are you feeling? Did you get everything figured out, Kody?
No, definitely not. But I think I got the gist of, just the general sense of my movie. So we'll go from there. I'll say, if like one of my categories gets taken early, it could be, very, very bad. So we'll see how it goes. But, I got the majority of what I think should work, but we'll definitely see with the draft.
What about you, Jackson? How you feeling?
I'm not going to lie. That was the fastest 10 minutes of my life. That was a little tough.
I will be honest. It was probably more like 11, but
oh no. It took me like 2 minutes to figure out how to get my Zoom all figured out.
Yeah, so you were struggling to get it muted.
Okay, because what happened was it made it like a tiny window, which I've never seen before. It was just our faces, and I couldn't figure out how to get back to it to mute us, and I didn't want to leave. It was a whole thing. Anyway.
Well, I noticed I had muted myself, but I was like, Jackson, you should probably mute yourself because I saw you weren't muted, and I was like, he isn't talking, so I guess he's just gonna be quiet. I don't know.
No, I muted. I think.
Before we start drafting, I do just want to shout out again. Go follow us at KHAP Podcast, KHAPODCAST. We're doing TikToks, Instagram Reels. We're posting every time there's a new episode. We're also doing video versions on YouTube. Kody and Korbin have a podcast. So definitely check that out. We're doing a lot of fun stuff. And also, you can follow Jackson in the Rough Cut Retrospective. Jackson, where can they do that?
Yeah, they can follow us on Instagram at roughcut_pod, where we do most of our promotion there. We have a link tree where you can do all of that cool stuff. You can follow us on Twitter too at roughcut_co. Also, we have a blog. That's in our link tree. Go check that out.
Yeah. All right.
Sweet.
So go follow us, and then also go to Twitter after this episode to see the poll that gets posted to vote for your favorite. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Listen, I'm a reactionary person in this regard when it comes to drafting, so I'm not going to really force the hand or set the table too early. I'm just going to go genre. I guess that does take one of our 16 options off.
Yeah.
I will say these are the genres we're taking from, like, the official Letterboxd genres, so that's what we're picking from in this category. But I'm going to go genre because I kind of just want to see what you guys do, and you guys are all going to have to pick twice before I pick again. So for me, the first genre I'm going to take is fantasy.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
I'm screwed.
Curious, Kody doesn't like that, but basically my general thinking here, fantasy, like, obviously it's 6 dead bodies. I want them to be alive, maybe, or to not just be dead bodies on the street. So I want to have a little bit of fun with that, but I'll talk more about it as we go. I don't want to show my hand too much.
Lovely.
Kody, you're a little upset. How do you counter fantasy?
Yeah, that was gonna be my second genre. So, not the biggest, a little bit big, but not the biggest, take there. My first pick, regardless, was gonna be in genre, which I think is smart to stay in. And I'm gonna take horror. I feel like it's maybe the most obvious one here. And I definitely want my film to be on the scarier side. I mean, the synopsis they gave us, a little just creepy to begin with. So yeah, as you'll see as we go along too, I'm gonna stick very strongly to just horror first. But I'm happy to get that with my first pick.
I like it. I definitely was thinking that for the first 2 minutes, but I pivoted. So
respect. If you were taking horror, I would have been more angry, to be fair. But yeah, I did want fantasy. So that's stuff.
Jackson, it's over to you, man.
This is interesting. I think I'm going to go, because I think I just had like a brain blast of where I'm directing this, which I was not thinking at all during our 10 minutes. So this is where it counts, I guess. I'm going science fiction for my first. I'm going to round out my other pick. Ooh, okay. Should I go this? Yes. I'll go thriller. That makes sense to me. I'll go science fiction thriller.
Interesting to see. We're all just going genre.
You got to solidify your tone first.
I do agree. I think it is important, especially even like going into the director. I think it's important to know. So you want science fiction as your primary, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because to me, it's speaking as if it's like kind of like a zombie movie a little bit, but maybe it's not. Maybe it could go other directions. It could be a lot of things.
I like it. Kody, what are you thinking here?
Thanks, man. Yeah, and I'll take a similar path to Jackson and just finish on my genre. Not gonna lie, when I had fantasy down originally, and then when Korbin took that, I wrote down super quickly science fiction.
It would be the natural pivot. Yeah. So instead you're going music here, right?
No, actually, I was scouring them a little bit more. I'm gonna go documentary. I kind of want more of a cliche style, possibly. Obviously, like Chronicle or what's the horror one?
Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, Blair Witch Project.
VHS. I mean, there's so many found footage. Paranormal Activity.
There's great ones.
So it's like fake. Is it like you're turning this into a true story, or is this like the Blair Witch kind of thing? Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to people and say it's true, but yeah, at the beginning we can just include that, be like, oh, based on a true story, blah blah blah. just freak people out. Okay. Yeah, sort of just like that docu-series feel, but with horror. And then I have a character as well who I'm gonna have specifically like always have a camera, so I'll include that later too.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
TJ Miller Overfield style.
Yes, exactly.
Well, since you guys all took genre, I don't really need to worry about that right now. It gives me a little bit of a chance to push the envelope here and continue on. I guess I do want to solidify the direction and the vibe that I'm going for. I don't believe this person is going to get taken, but for me, it's setting the tone of the type of story I want to tell. So I'm going to go writer because I think that's more important if we're doing writer and director as different people. I do want it to be a really good writer, and I'm going to go with someone who's written a lot of very interesting science fiction and existential type stories, and that's Charlie Kaufman.
Oh, that was my number one. That's tough.
Obviously, we've talked about Her on the show. He wrote that. Spike Jonze directed it. But no, he's done a lot of great stuff. Most recently, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, I think is the name of that. Yep, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, being John Malkovich, Synecdoche, New York. But yeah, he's kind of setting the tone I want to tell here.
Wow, that's a good pick.
And I do have another pick, which I mean, I could go full writer director here, and I think I might as well. So for me, this might give away potentially where some of my genre will go later, but I wanted to pair Charlie Kaufman up with Rian Johnson, and yeah, I gotta. Cody hates Rian Johnson.
You're kidding me. These were my two guys that I had for this.
But we're doing obviously Glass Onion. I think I'm seeing in theaters next weekend, so very excited about that, and very excited to have Charlie Kaufman and Rian Johnson to lead things off.
That is a good pair. Personally, I probably wouldn't have picked Rian Johnson just for personal reasons, but yeah, that's a good duo. Can't argue against it.
Man.
And Jackson's taking that a little bit harsher than me. I think.
A little bit.
I just reached into your brain and
you really did.
Those. No. But I believe it is my pick, correct?
It is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, number two. So I kind of like being the second pick because you guys have to double up on each side.
Yeah,
it kind of sucks. I just get one in the middle, so I kind of can see where you guys are going at all times. But I'm going to shift to director. I think that's probably smart. And this guy, my initial thought maybe was leaning a little bit more towards his fancy stuff in the past. That's Guillermo del Toro.
Nice.
Obviously, he's going to be coming off Pinocchio, so he's going to need something to do.
Star power.
And
we love that.
And I think like horror-wise, obviously he's pretty experienced. Pan's Labyrinth, one of my favorites. And then even something like Hellboy, where there's horror elements, there's fantasy elements, science fiction elements. I think it's going to be a little bit, different just because of the documentary feel. But I mean, can't really complain having Guillermo behind the camera doing anything. So I'm going to take him.
Wow. That's good.
Not too shabby.
All right.
What do you think, Jackson?
I got to go director also, just because I'm so shocked that everything just got taken. But I gotta secure something while I can. I never know how to pronounce this guy's name, but he is so talented. Of course, he's done Dune. He's done the classics of Prisoners, which is maybe kind of what I want to go more with. Denis Villeneuve. Is that how you say his name, Corbin? Is that it?
I think it's Nuve.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm going with him.
Is it Denis Villeneuve? I don't think it's Nuve.
I don't know. You guys are the experts.
Villeneuve.
No.
That's all. That's fine.
What Google says.
Okay. Now I got to go.
Great director. Commend you for the pick.
True. One of my favorites. 100%. Prisoners was sort of a similar vibe I was thinking as well throughout too. So definitely respectful.
Okay. Now I'm thinking, I think I need to get a star actor on here before everything gets taken up. So I am going to secure Adam Driver. I'm going Adam Driver for my first pick. He'll be my lead.
Cody's probably very upset about that.
I was going to say the same thing about you,
but he's on the long list.
Yeah, I wasn't looking too much into him, but
bummer. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. I'm happy with that.
Adam Driver, you can't go wrong. And honestly, like him and Denis paired up. Haven't seen that yet either. I would love to see that.
Good.
Great pick. Yeah. And it's my pick again, so I'll just continue vamping. I mean, I feel like the actors are going to come swooshing in here very quickly. And I do want to stake in one. But I'm not going to put her in the lead role. I'm actually going to put her in the first supporting role. That's going to be Lupita Nyong'o. I mean, nice. Again, sort of, she kind of needs something. Well, I'm sure she has tons of projects, but coming off Black Panther, I'm sure she has some schedules, available. And she has done tons of horror in the past. The obvious one is Us, which if I can't say she was snubbed 100% the Academy. I think she's due for another nomination, and she's going to get a supporting actress role in this one. And just to specify, I guess I'll just spoil my movie too. Basically, in this, I want her role to be sort of like she can't control sort of like these horrific powers that she has. So she created this mess and is sort of on the run. And I'll get into other my characters later, but she's like the emotional center and sort of giving like an unhinged performance at the beginning, not being able to control these powers. But then, character development ensues, but we'll talk about it later. But yeah, she is like the main person, but not the lead.
I like that.
Not the lead supporting actor.
She's supporting actor number 1. Yeah,
Gotcha.
you'll see my lead. Oh, big names are coming.
Bigger than Lupita. I'm looking forward to it. That's gonna be
yeah.
crazy.
She's a big name, to be fair.
I got 2 picks here again. I think I might as well go for a lead actor as well, since we're we're just going crazy with actors. And I have a feeling this is the hot commodity, because to me, I think he's maybe one of the best working actors in Hollywood. Every time he makes something, I want to go see it. From Judas and the Black Messiah to Nope this year, and all the way going back to Get Out, and a very small role in the first Black Panther movie, taking Daniel Kaluuya, Oscar winner for my lead actor.
That's good.
That was nice.
That's good.
That was nice of you to mention he was in Black Panther, because I completely forgot. But
Did not show up in Black Panther 2. I believe it was scheduling issues with Nope, I think, actually. Unfortunate. His character was very strange in the first movie.
Truly, yeah, it kind of was like
just good to have him there, I guess.
Yeah, wasted role for him.
Definitely. Then going into my second pick, I honestly just kind of want some more time here, so I'm going to go back to genre. This is what it's for. It's to give myself some space to think. And I'm going to go mystery. That's what I alluded to with Rian Johnson. Obviously he's a lover of the genre. He's done Knives Out, and of course he's doing the whole $400 million 1,000 sequels to Knives Out with Netflix, which is awesome. Glass Onion coming out. So I want this to be a fantasy mystery with some dead bodies on the street.
good pick. That's probably assumed for most of ours, but yeah.
All right, Kody.
All right, my next pick. I'm going to continue on the actor train here, and I'm going for supporting actor number 2. I might just go for all my supporting before the main one, just for shits. But number 2, I want Daphne Keane, sort of an up and comer. Obviously, her most prominent role was in Logan as X-23.
Oh, okay.
But,
yeah.
All
right.
In this movie, I want her to be either the sister or friend, whatever you really want, to Lupita Nyong'o's character, and she has the camera. So in this docuseries, she's primarily the one who is filming. There'll be there's going to be like a cool opening where all these bodies are hanging and stuff, similar to an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Got to throw that in. But, go check that out. That might be the clip of the week. So my movie, I want to be very similar to the opening they had. Yeah, basically, she's kind of just there to record everything. And obviously, she has a very strong relationship to Lupita as well. But Daphne Keane, I mean, I think she has been cast in more stuff, but
Google's telling me she's going to be in the Acolyte Disney Plus Star Wars TV show.
Yeah.
So there you go. Cody, is there
past couple weeks,
you just don't want her to be on camera? Like you don't trust her as an actress? Or
oh, she's going to be on camera. I mean, they have a
selfie
tripod, yeah, that too. But yeah, no, she's a main part of this movie, and
gotcha.
She's going to be on camera a lot.
She's just like the director.
Well, no, that's Guillermo del Toro. If you're listening.
No, the director of the fake movie.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's correct.
She's a young auteur.
She's more of the cameraman. Well, I guess she's director / cameraman.
Who else is telling the story? That's the question.
Well, I haven't picked a writer yet, so we'll see.
Is the camera perspective gonna be from like 4 feet tall? Like, is that like where?
Well, I think she might be taller.
I like that actually.
She might.
Yeah,
be.
she's
like that?
Probably like 15, 16, but yeah, have it a little bit lower. I feel like that's a super unique sort of way to.
How old do you think she is now, Jackson?
She was probably like what, like 12 when she did Logan, and that was like she's probably like almost 18, I think. I bet
she's like
she's 17.
Okay,
wow. It also does say she is 4'11" on Google, so I don't know if that's old information. So maybe it will be a little short, but it's hard to say.
The perfect angle.
They might not have measured her since Logan.
That's true.
Jackson, you have 2 picks.
Okay. I know I want to get writer out of the way. I'm going Jordan Peele. I think this can capture the sci-fi that I want, especially like the thriller aspect. We all loved Nope. I personally kind of wished it was more of an alien movie than what we got in the more traditional sense. So maybe this is kind of where I get that satisfaction a little bit. And then I think I'm going to go just another actor. I'll go an actress this time. Gotta get some star power while I can. I'm gonna go Ana de Armas. Big fan over here.
Oh, great pick.
Thank you. And she can be in the crew. I don't know. She's there. I'm thinking, okay, should I just like lay out a little bit of what I think it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll give you a little taste. I'm thinking zombie movie, kind of like a sci-fi mystery, like thriller. not a mystery. That's yours. Sorry. It's
watch it, buddy.
Yeah. So we have the arrival and the prisoners. We're mixing those together a little bit. I want like a zombie-ish movie that's more about like body snatchers and like kind of weird stuff like that. So these aliens are body snatchers. They're killing people. They're looking like other cops, like in the description kind of. There's like, I don't know, kind of alluded to like a cop, and they could be the same person. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's going to be a little sci-fi thriller in that aspect of body snatchers, Among Us type stuff.
I actually really like that, and it's kind of like combining Denise, Arrival and Prisoners, and then adding like a zombie element in. So,
yeah, with a little Jordan Peele twist. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I like that a lot.
I think the paranoia of Prisoners and kind of like it could be anybody where who is taking these girls type thing really fits well into that story.
So good.
I also got to say, I maybe hit you with the 1-2 Charlie Kaufman, Ryan Johnson, but you just hit me with the Jordan Peele Ana de Armas Steel. So
let's go. Okay.
Jordan Peele would have been a hell of an executive producer for my
I agree.
project.
I considered that too.
I do hate that you did that. Man, only letting him write your project, disrespectful, but whatever. Kody, you got another pick here.
Yeah, I don't know where to go here. I think I'm gonna hold off and do my next pick for writer. I think I'm gonna take production studio here and just take Blumhouse, just because
Nice.
I do want that obvious horror element. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Play it safe and take that early so you just can't snatch it.
Fair, honestly. I considered it. It's on my list.
Yeah, I mean, with this sort of like tagline, I feel like you have to consider it at some point. But yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of gives you the added benefit of maybe you're probably not going to pick him for executive producer. You could, but you kind of get Jason Blum as your executive producer just by having, and choosing Blumhouse.
Is that how it's pronounced? I always thought it was Bloom. Is it Blumhouse?
I think it is Blum.
It's probably Bloom.
That sucks. They should change his name so that
it's spelled with it that way, right?
Yeah, I've always just pronounced it differently, I guess. All right, that's fine.
I think it is Bloom now that you say it, honestly, but I actually don't know.
Is it Bloomhouse?
I've always heard Bloomhouse, but maybe that's just me. Who knows?
Jason Blum.
Maybe I can have Blum and Korbin can have Bloom, maybe. Maybe they're different studios. We still even know. Who knows? Corbin, move along. Take your pick, buddy. Back to back again. I feel like you're just stalling for time at this point.
Well, I was trying to look up how to say Blumhouse.
Yeah,
Blumhouse. Yeah, so I'm gonna go for a composer here. Just again, maybe stalling for time, but also wanting to get somebody that I like a lot. There's definitely some good people that I'll shout out at the end. There's a ton of great options. But the person that I am going to take is Ludwig Göransson, who has done, he did the score for Black Panther, but notably he's worked with Childish Gambino, Donald Glover on all of his music projects, has produced all of those, he's Grammy Award winning. He also did the Lion King score. He's done all the Mandalorian music, which is probably my favorite thing that he's done. There's some really cool work with the instruments he's done. He's very kind of like Hans Zimmer protege in some ways. When they couldn't get Hans Zimmer for Tenet, they brought in Ludwig. He was the person that Hans told Christopher Nolan to bring in, and he's really great. He also did the New Girl music and the Community music, and yeah, just a lot of great stuff. And we'll take every chance to shout him out.
Yeah, I think you had mentioned him on the podcast before, and we had a little argument about him. But yeah, that's a good pick. His early career, I think maybe you overhype a little bit, but Ludwig's a good guy. Shout out to him.
Can't deny the CV. I just laid it out for you.
True. What do you think for your second pick?
Gotta respect it. For my second pick, what am I going to take? That's a great question, Kody. Man, executive producer, you really screwed me over. Messed up stuff. I'm going to go for production studio Plan B Studios, which, if you're not familiar, is the studio that Brad Pitt is the kind of the owner of and leads. They've done a lot of great projects over the years, a lot of times highlighting some minority stories in different cases, but they produced Moonlight, they produced Minari, they did the She Said movie that just came out. They always tell important stories that get recognized at the Oscars is kind of way I would define it. And that kind of gives me the Brad Pitt executive producer take, I'll say, without actually picking him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was 100% my just initial thought for executive producer, just Brad Pitt. Just because I think the past 20 years, he's attached every good film ever. But Yeah, another great pick from you.
They've done so many different things, and it ranges in a great breadth, but great movie studio.
True, true. I'll move swiftly on here, and I already spoiled. I was going to take my writer. I was thinking, well, I don't know. I think I am going to take Drew Goddard, who I know from like Daredevil and Cabin in the Woods, which is a personal favorite of mine as well. But I think he does have maybe a little bit more comedy, just that he'll bring in through his writing. I don't know if I want that much, but I think he's a great pick just for the horror genre in
He was
general.
on my short list. That's a good pick.
Nice. Yeah, good guy. Goddard's gonna whip up a great script for me, so I'm excited.
I think you're right.
Cloverfield. Jackson and I watched that movie together.
That's true. That's true.
My movie's maybe getting a little bit too close to Cloverfield right now. We'll have to move away from it.
Not a bad movie, just it's about the trauma of 9/11. So if that's the vibe you're going for, Kody, then I respect it.
Different themes.
No,
for sure.
I think it's about a monster. I don't know about you.
That's true. That's true. There's monsters in New York.
Who knows?
Jackson, 2 picks.
Oh, okay. I just gotta fill up my actors, I think. I feel pretty good. Korbin, you said somebody who's on my list, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm going Donald Glover for one of my supporting actors.
Ooh.
I think he's great. He was in The Martian and Community and other things. I love him. I think he's amazing.
The Lazarus Effect.
Sure. I don't even know what that is.
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Oh yeah,
he's good in that.
Yeah. I think maybe I would have him be partnered with Ana de Armas as like a love interest, and like maybe they could be like these like out of town visitors. Maybe that could be kind of interesting. I don't know. Just stopping by.
Well, I gotta say you are killing us cast wise.
Thank you.
I think in the past Corbin has said that Donald Glover was bad in The Martian, which I completely disagree with. But
he's not great.
Him and Ana de Armas is a killer duo. So great pick.
Thank you.
He's also in a show called Atlanta, which is fun, but
need to get on that. Haven't seen it.
Same.
Jackson, second pick.
Oh my God, it is still me. Okay. Okay, I'll go composer. I really want Michael Giacchino. He's amazing. He did Ratatouille. He did that famous Up song that makes everybody cry. He's an icon. What else did he do? He did other stuff.
The Batman, I believe.
Yeah, he did the Batman. He directed Werewolf by Night, so maybe he could help out the directors. Is what I'm
Incredibles.
thinking.
Incredibles 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Incredibles music, amazing.
Star Trek, War for Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Star Trek Into Darkness. Cars. Jurassic
World. Star Trek 09, underrated soundtrack. That's a great shout out there too.
I knew you'd like that.
I feel pretty good with that. I think he's my go-to favorite director if someone, or not director, composer if someone asks. But yeah, I think that's a good solid pick. Let's lock that in.
I agree. That was probably going to be my pick, so I'm probably going to say composer for last, which is sad. But yeah, can't argue against Mike. Great guy. I think I'm gonna finally just take my lead actress here, excuse me. And I was in between a few. I mean, obviously you can go so many different ways. I think I'm gonna go with Elizabeth Olsen as my actual lead. And her specific role, it's gonna be similar to what she did in Wind River, where she was like, I don't know she specifically was, but she's like the lead cop on this investigation. And yeah, she's gonna be hunting down Lupita basically. And spoiler alert, she is gonna die. But Elizabeth Olsen, I think she's one of the best, leading actresses today. So I'm gonna take her.
Do you think Scarlet Witch is dead? Let's all talk about that. Jackson?
There's no way.
No.
There's no way. She's not dead.
I'll bet you my entire bank account she's not dead. Which isn't much.
$5, dude. I'm gonna be $5 richer and never. Well, the problem is that's a bad bet because when do we ever find out she's dead? Nobody's ever dead.
In comic books, nobody's ever dead. Like you could see a dead corpse and like a week later they're just resurrected, and that's just how comics works. So the logic exists for these.
I bet she's gonna show up in just some random post-credit scene, like maybe for the Christmas special for Guardians of the Galaxy. Something she should not be involved in. She's gonna be in some post-credit scene. But yeah,
I just can't wait for Agatha, Covenant of Darkness.
Yeah, she could show up for that.
I hope not. I think at this point, just for Elizabeth Olsen's sake, at this point, I think I should probably lay out the general storyline and kind of where I'm going. I've been kind of playing it close to the chest. So fantasy mystery, the idea is I want it to be kind of this existentialist, people caught in between life and death, mystery, have to discover something within themselves to pass into the afterlife first. In some ways, I want it to be similar to No Exit, which is this Jean-Paul Sartre play that I love a lot. I've got a tattoo from it. That's not really caught in between two worlds, but it's like these people that are trapped in hell with each other. But in reality, hell is like them just trapped in a room together, like having to, live in each other's visions. In this case, it's going to be 6 people trapped on the street together. They all died in some way. Obviously, they're dead, but they died there on the street. Over a period of a nighttime, they have to discover, what happened to them and maybe who the killer was amongst the group. One of them potentially is the killer. Obviously, our log line alludes to some police officers. I don't love kind of that part of the storyline, but I'm sure it'll come up. But generally, you got 6 people that all died. Figure out, how did they die? What happened? What's the greater conspiracy here before they can kind of move on and live their real post-live lives.
Nice. So that makes a lot of sense with Rian Johnson. Obviously, it does have like a Knives Out feel to it. Then
it's like a mix between a Rian Johnson and a Charlie Kaufman.
It's a bottle episode movie. I like that. That's good.
Yeah. They're
So is your setting just going to be street? Like, could I take that and just completely ruin it?
Which specific street are you going to pick?
We all have to be on a street. It's in the log line.
It's part of it, but like
it's just the opening.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, it doesn't even have to be the opening. It could be
that's what I'm saying.
any time in the movie. Yeah.
I think setting refers to a city.
Okay.
Sure.
That is what I have. So
yeah, makes sense. Okay, well, I haven't made any picks after all that spiel. So I think I might as well start to widen the cast. Actually, no, I'm gonna pick a setting because fuck you, Jackson. I'm not gonna pick street, but I do want this to be set in the southern United States, and I think we got to go Texas vibes. Maybe. Oh, you know what? No, we're going more southwest. So we're going to Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Where's Breaking Bad set? What's that place?
Albuquerque.
That's New Mexico.
I know. I'm going Phoenix, Arizona as my setting.
You just want to be safe that it wasn't Breaking Bad. You don't want to be
I don't want there to be meth there. I'm worried about Walter White, kind of infringing on things. The reason I want to go Phoenix, I think the desert is really cool. It's a cool setting. Give me Daniel Kaluuya in the desert. He's kind of a cowboy in Nope, so let him keep being a cowboy in this movie is essentially what I want to get at. All right, supporting actor. And I'm going Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson is so much fun in everything he's in. He's definitely not going to be supporting actor number 1. He's going to be 3rd supporting actor. He's definitely kind of more of a bottom build character, but he's there to make jokes. He was in a movie called Triangle of Sadness that came out this year, where he's probably in like 15 minutes of the movie. Obviously, since they're all trapped on the street, they kind of all have to be there for the whole movie. But I want that kind of level of real commitment to his character. So give him like 15 minutes of honest work. Woody Harrelson.
Okay.
Good pick. Good pick.
And I just want people that'll do funny Southern accents. So he's going to do a funny Southwestern accent.
You got the right guy then, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Good picks there. I believe it's back to me for a pick. And I'm just going to round out my actors. My last supporting actor, I'm going to take Michael Shannon.
Nice.
In his specific role, I want him to be Elizabeth Olsen's like partner, sort of investigating into Lupita Nyong'o. But I think he's going to be the one specific person who is sort of like the comic relief, sort of has those Drew Goddardisms, in his script a little bit. Yeah, Michael Shannon, I think he's a ridiculously just phenomenal actor and does not get enough roles, excuse me. So I want to throw him in.
I like that. Michael Shannon's good.
Agreed. What was that movie called where he was like the dad to the girl with powers? I don't remember what it's called, but he's in a similar sort of
Man
like
of Steel.
power.
I was going to Man of Steel, yeah. Shape of Water.
What's that one? What's that one where he's like
Knives Out
in that Christmas movie and he's like an angel, but he's like also like a homeless man?
Amsterdam.
The night before. He's in that.
Midnight Special. Kangaroo Jack.
Midnight
Kangaroo
Special.
Jack?
That's what it is.
That's a kid. It's not a little girl, Cody. Apparently he's an 8 Mile.
Yeah, he's Eminem, I think. I've seen the movie.
Yeah, he's Eminem. You got it right.
Sweet.
Mom spaghetti. Jackson, 2 picks.
Okay. And you picked setting, right? Did I miss that? No. Yeah, you picked Phoenix. You
Yeah,
didn't write down in your list. Okay. So I'm going to go setting also. I'm going East Coast. I'm thinking Northeast, small little place in Vermont is what I'm thinking. I want this to be like a prisoner scale story where it's very small town, could be anybody kind of vibe where like I don't know. I think like sci-fi stuff like that is pretty interesting where it's like not big scale and like because it's such a small town, like nobody from the outside is going to know about it or even like think to help this place or even notice that anything's wrong. So that's what I'm going with.
Specific city? Anything?
No. It could be a fake town for all I care. I just want a lot of trees, mostly.
So fake town.
Cold
Northeast.
weather.
Vermont.
Yeah, Vermont specific.
New England. Is that what you want Vermont?
I want Vermont. Lock that
Vermont's
in.
small enough where I mean it's basically a city anyways. So
Yeah, it's its own thing. And then Bernie Sanders can cameo or something.
nice.
You should have picked a celebrity cameo.
That would be fun actually. Like a Stan Lee like type role. Or it's just like no explanation. Okay. I am going to go ahead and do production studio. And I think this is kind of a given, I think. I am going to go with Monkey Paw. Does this count? Like, is this acceptable?
Yeah.
It's Jordan Peele. I don't know. Keep it
building
in
up on
house.
the Jordan Peele.
Yeah, keep it in house. I think is good. Let's do Monkey Paw. I don't think he's done like sci-fi stuff, so maybe this is a big branch for his place. Let's do it.
They just produced a horror podcast that you can listen to.
I've been meaning to check that out.
Mm.
Is it good? Have you listened to it?
I don't know. Haven't checked it out, but I saw an ad.
Gotcha. Seems interesting. Cool. Lock that in. Monkey Paw.
Podcasts are scary. Ooh.
Oh,
Kody?
Yeah, back to me. I still do have a lot of holes. I don't know where to go here. I think I might just round out setting since you guys will be done there. Keep it topical. I'm gonna go Seattle.
okay.
So we've all kind of gone to a different region here, which I like. And a caveat: I want it to always be raining, of course, which
Like
works
it.
for Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And I also always want it to be nighttime, sort of
Ooh.
Dark Man, the Batman vibes.
Yeah, okay. Batman.
This movie's always had that. I wanted Michael Giacchino. Sadly, can't have him.
Can't do
But
it.
yeah, we'll go with the vibes there in Seattle.
Respect.
I like that.
I got 2 picks. I'm going with a future Oscar winner, Brendan Fraser, for my second
that's
supporting
good.
actor.
That's really good.
This is the year of his comeback. It's been wonderful. Just recently reprofiled by GQ 4 years after the kind of the famous GQ profile that kind of told the world what happened to him and why he stepped away from Hollywood or why Hollywood stepped away from him. Really great to see him doing well and kind of flourishing. Obviously, The Batgirl was canceled, but he's got The Whale coming out, directed by Darren Aronofsky, starring him and Sadie Sink. And yeah, I think he's got a good shot at winning the Oscar. He's definitely going to be nominated for Best Lead Actor. So put it in, Brendan Fraser. We need him in the movie for the people.
Man, he's amazing.
Our king.
That's a great pick.
Watch
Thank
Doom
you.
Patrol if you haven't. That's a good show. He's great in it.
Actually, I haven't seen that. That'd be a
I think
good
you'd
one.
like it. If you like Agents
think
of
I would.
S.H.I.E.L.D., you could literally watch anything and enjoy it, I think. So
Fair.
respectfully.
Somebody finally said it. I've already typed it in the document, but I'm going to go ahead and go for a December release. I want to slot this prime Oscar season. Really, I think late November is like really considering the movies that are coming out right now or the big Oscar players, but I want it to be dark outside. I want it to be cold. I want this to be a brooding movie that takes place in the desert, but at nighttime. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I want this to feel very dark, and it needs to happen in the winter time. Cold and sad and lost with Daniel Kaluuya, Brendan Fraser, Woody Harrelson, and one other person to be named later.
Love it.
Good pick.
Solid pick. One of the best months for movies.
It's okay.
It's no July.
Yeah, not really a blockbuster. Nobody would want to see this movie in July.
Also, so
I
are
would.
you're expecting Oscar noms for this movie? Then this is prime Oscar season.
I'm playing for it.
Wow.
We're going strong.
It's bold.
I think everybody in my cast has been nominated for an Oscar. Every single person I picked has been. Charlie Kaufman, Ryan Johnson, Ludwig, Daniel Kaluuya, Brendan Fraser not yet.
He hasn't yet, but he definitely is getting it.
And then Woody Harrelson has. So
That's fair.
what can I say?
That's fair.
Good point. I'm sure there's been other movies similar that are terrible, but I can't think of any on the top of my head. But
Amsterdam, example number one.
yeah, there
True.
you go. Mr. Russell's finest. But is that your second pick, or do you have another? I lost count.
That was two. I went Brendan Fraser in December,
Okay.
so Kody.
Oh, you took Fraser. Of course, Fraser. I gotta forget. Yeah, not too much left here. I got a composer. I'll go executive producers here, and I'm actually going with kind of a super recent sort of company that's just been founded. I don't know if you guys have even seen this, but Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are starting their own production company, and it's called Artists Equity. And basically, it's promising like a lot bigger profit shares for actors and actresses. And yeah, I really like both of them. So you might as well, put them on every new project upcoming. So I'm gonna stick them in.
So Matt and Ben.
Matt and Ben, baby. They should just name that their production studio. I feel like kind of missed opportunity there. But yeah, no, I think that's definitely a good pick.
They should call it Them Apples.
Yeah, nice. Good line.
That's not bad.
That's
That's
been
not
good
bad.
too. Yeah, that's good.
That's borderline not a duo, Kody, but I'll give it to you.
What do you
Matt and
mean?
Ben. They are, but
It's-
like,
Well, okay, no, it's not like
I'll
that's
give
not
it
what
to
it's
you.
called. It's Artists Equity Production.
But you're picking
That's
a
what I'm
person
thinking.
for your executive producer.
Yeah, true. But
Matt and Ben. All right.
it counts.
Jackson, it's back over to you. 2 picks.
Oh,
We're nearing
man.
the end here, so it's getting tight.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go month of release. I gotta go November. It's the second best for like serious movies. Maybe it's the best. It is the best. Now that you mention it, I think it's the best one. So I think that's pretty solid. Look that in. And I got a couple left over. Executive producer. What's wild is my executive producer was taken, so I don't know what to do with that. So maybe I'll go to a different thing. I got supporting actor left, right? Yeah. Give me okay. Give me Paul Dano. He's worked in Prisoners. He's done some stuff. I think he's earned a nice little role in something, and I think Paul Dano would be perfect for this movie.
He plays Steven Spielberg's dad in The Fablemans.
Yeah, that creepy little dude is his dad. I love that.
I actually didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think he's great. The Riddler, he could solve all the mysteries because he's good at little riddles. He's good. He could be a scientist character. He could be whoever. I think he's a good little freak, and I love him. Put that freak in there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
He's a freak. Okay, my next pick. I'll just finish out month of release. You guys are staying near the end of the year. I think I'm going to go to the beginning of summer, though. I think I'm going to go May for my release, partly because that is also the month of my birthday. So I'm just going to put it directly on my birthday, May 27th, if we're being specific here. But yeah, beginning of summer, just going to kick everything off and get ready to do a movie.
All right. I'm going to go for my supporting actor. Kody May's a terrible pick, but whatever. Shout out Top Gun Maverick and Avengers Infinity War. I'm going to go supporting actor number 2. And for that, I'm going to pick somebody who up and comer, another young, great actor, John David Washington. He's a young star. He's, following in the footsteps of his father. He's in Tenet, Black Klansman, a Netflix movie called Beckett.
what was he most recently in? That was not good.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad because of him. Now, I have a take here because I haven't picked production studio. Or I have predicted that. Never mind.
Take gone. Never mind.
Wow, I only have 2 things to pick left: executive producer and tagline. Well, I'm gonna go executive producer here, and because let me just talk about something. I've said this before on the podcast. Hollywood is built upon nepotism. So
True.
I'm going to, follow in that footsteps, and I'm going to bring in another Oscar winner, Denzel Washington, to be my executive producer and help make his son's project, I guess.
Cool. I like that.
And yeah, we just need the Oscar power. I don't think John David Washington has not been nominated for an Oscar yet. So there you go.
True. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, he'll get there eventually. I feel like for Black Klansman, he was probably close.
Yeah, I would say close, but he wasn't. He got a SAG and a Golden Globe nom.
Well, there you go. Yeah, he's got a Golden Globe number. That's close enough. Yeah, is it my
Kody,
pick again? I'm
Kody, it
sorry.
is you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go composer here. Giacchino was the initial thought, like I said, but I'm gonna end up going Danny Elfman, I believe. He hasn't.
Solid
I mean,
choice.
yeah, obviously all-time composer, and he's done like some sort of horror stuff. Edward Scissorhands, Nightmare Before Christmas, even Darkman, which was another movie that's like all set during the night, so he kind of gets those vibes too, I guess.
Did he do the
yeah,
Raimi trilogy? Am I thinking
yeah.
correctly? Yeah.
I believe
Iconic.
so. So yeah, he's got that comic book in him too, so he's kind of perfect.
I won't lie, I wasn't listening. Did you say Men in Black?
Yeah, Men in Black is what he said. Yeah.
Classic. Beetlejuice, Charlie and Chocolate Factory, The Batman. Good
You
stuff.
talking about Giacchino? What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about Danny Elfman.
Oh, he didn't do the Batman.
He did 1989's. He did 1989's Batman. Cody.
He did Michael Keaton.
There you go.
Batman.
That's called Batman.
That is called Batman. Here you go.
Oh, Jackson.
Oh, you boys.
Your pick.
Executive producer. I can't believe nobody thought of this. Chris Nolan. Let's get some seats in here. What is that face, Korbin? What do you mean?
The thing is, I don't think Christopher Nolan's ever executive produced anything.
He did
Man
just
of Steel.
produce, didn't he? Isn't the DC stuff? He executive produced that, right?
Yeah. but most of it's
Oh,
bad,
Man of
so-
Steel.
That's what I'm thinking. Like he did.
Yes.
He got
right. He did Man of Steel. Good job.
He got all those
Not
Dark
good, though,
Knight
yeah.
fanboys in those seats, and guess what? It'll happen for this too, and it'll work.
Here, he will fill the theater, but it might not be good. So
What the hell? Denzel Washington? What has he ever executive produced? Fences?
I bet a lot.
Great. We can't wait to see Fences too.
I'm
Anyways,
down.
mine's the Man of Steel of movies, so I think this will be good.
I'm just reeling with that. I'm just so heartbroken.
It happens.
So,
Oh, and then I guess
Would you like to know what Denzel has produced?
Yeah,
The Book of
Actually,
Eli.
yeah.
So fuck off.
The Book of Eli. I've never seen it.
Terrible movie.
He's in.
It's
Isn't he
mid.
in that movie?
He's produced The Equalizer and
Yeah, he's
2
a star.
and 3. He did a Hank Aaron documentary, Safe House, Fences, like you said. Yeah, he really hasn't
Yeah.
produced a lot, but this is his chance. Oh, here you go. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Was he also in that?
He might have been. I actually don't know. Didn't see it.
I don't know.
He wasn't in it. There you go. He produced that,
Okay,
but he
fair enough.
wasn't in it. So there you go.
Sorry about it.
Heartbroken. Okay.
Cool.
What's your second pick, Jackson?
I believe it.
Am I
think
just
it's
down
just
to
taglines
tagline?
left for
Oh,
everybody,
is
right?
it me first? Okay. Okay, I have it. Because this is set in Vermont, very hilly, right? As you're familiar with the Vermont landscapes. And it's about like a science fiction body snatchers type thing where you don't know who is who. I'm going to say it is called, the tagline is Welcome to Uncanny Valley. That's what I'm calling it. That's the tagline.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Hits
The
hard.
room is silent. The room is silent.
I'm reeling. Cody.
It's got those thriller vibes I think you want. But yeah, taglines are tough because I feel like if you keep them, general, sort of like some did, sort of the better they are. So this was just like one of the first things that came to my mind. When they rise, we all fall.
Ooh. That's kind of good.
Yeah, so like adding the mystery, that doesn't really like tell you what it's about, but it's kind of just like there to catch your attention,
I like that.
Put some big time work in that. 30 seconds to come up with it. But yeah, it'll work.
There's a lot of ways you could go with this. You could go for the roadkill direction, which I don't know if I want to necessarily do that. Maybe that'll be my title. Maybe that could be all three.
Roadkill.
It's a great
Oh
movie
my
title.
God.
With a tagline, there's rhyming, there's puns, but I'm not smart enough for any of that. So I'm just gonna go with Stuck on the Road.
Stuck on the road.
Stuck on the road.
Interesting.
That's
What
pretty
does that
good.
even mean?
They're stuck on the road.
Well, like traffic's backed up. Like what's going on?
Yeah, that's probably the tagline to Trap.
But it's a mystery.
Yeah, I'm wondering why that tagline's so bad. Is what's going on?
Maybe it's 6 dead bodies in a limousine and they're stuck on the road and they're on a street. I don't know.
Oh, they're in a limo.
think you
Okay,
might-
you piqued my
Oh,
interest.
what?
They're
Now
rich. Who are these Aristocats?
Yeah, it's a sequel to Aristocats, the Disney
Love
movie,
it.
actually. All right. So if we remember, the original prompt that we were working with was the only thing more terrifying than a dead body, the bodies of 6 people, including the police officer who killed the police officer, are all hanging out in the street. My question for each of you is, what is your movie? Tell me. Jackson, you've got all your pieces. Pitch the movie to me.
Okay, so my movie, which I am going to call, oh my God, I already lost it. Where did this bad tab go? I had it written down. Where'd it go? Hold on. Okay, this is embarrassing. You go first. Why am I going first? Okay.
This is dated.
Okay, I got it. I looked up a town in Vermont, right? There's a little town called Putney. I'm calling it Putney Pines. All right.
Ooh,
Putney
I like that.
Pines. The vibe of what we are going for is very much an invasion of the body snatchers. It is a science fiction thriller. So it's maybe some aliens, maybe it's from Earth. It's basically this cop who is Adam Driver, along with his supporting cast of Donald Glover and Ana de Armas, who are maybe just passing through. They're a part of this and a part of the mystery. And then, of course, Paulina, who is local scientist / crazy person. They're all kind of trying to uncover the mystery of like who is who. It's very edge of your seat, small, kind of like small town. Like, I don't know, it's like a small story, like a little slice of life kind of thing. And basically what's happening in this movie, I guess I just described that. So basically, man, this is tough. We got director Denis Villeneuve. He's done some good things as such as, Prisoners, which is kind of the vibe I want to get at the small town feel, and Arrival, which is a very good sci-fi about like understanding each other and like look within, and maybe there could be some cool self-exploration within this movie. And it's not just scary aliens, it's who am I, what does it mean to be me, and it's kind of a deeper dive into that as well. We got writer Jordan Peele, who of course we know does all the good deep stuff that we love with Nope and with Get Out and all sorts of stuff like that. So that's going to be kind of interesting. We have the composer Michael Giacchino, who did The Incredibles and Up and the Batman and all sorts of stuff like that. So that's going to be a good little musical score there. Executive produced by Christopher Nolan, who, come on, guys, iconic. And then the production studio, of course, will be Monkey Paw. And then, yeah, I'll give you the tagline again. Let's read it again. Welcome to Uncanny Valley. Putney Pines. Putney Vines? You wrote that wrong, Corbin. It's Putney Pines.
Putney Pines.
Putney Pines. Welcome to Uncanny Valley.
Applause.
Thank you.
That's a great pitch. I would watch that over Corbin's, no doubt.
Corbin's muted. I don't know if he knows that.
Yeah, you're muted.
Beautiful story coming to theaters in November.
Yes.
We'll be excited to see it.
All right, I can take it away here, Kody.
Okay, go for it.
So my movie called Dead End is going to be a fantasy mystery story where 6 people are all on a road trapped. Obviously, we were only able to choose 4 actors. So with the top 4 billed people are going to be Daniel Kaluuya, Brendan Fraser, John David Washington, and Woody Harrelson. So those 4 actors are basically all going to be playing dead people who are trapped in between life and death, kind of, waiting to understand what's happening and to discover how they all died, which brings in the mystery element of it. It's going to be written by Charlie Kaufman, who has done a lot of, kind of movies that make you think, things like Being John Malkovich. He wrote Her. He worked on Thinking It Into Things, which is just like kind of a mind fuck of a movie, and that's the way I would describe a lot of his stuff. I want this to be a mind fucky type movie in a way, and I want it to be a mystery directed by Rian Johnson as well. So who did it? It's who's the killer? How did these people die? How do they get there? They're going to be kind of all working to discover that. The music is going to be done by Ludwig Göransson. I just love the atmosphere that he creates, particularly like in The Mandalorian. He's also just a proven guy who knows how to work in Hollywood. He's done a ton of TV scores and a bunch of different movie scores for big blockbuster movies. He's worked with great people. On top of that, it's going to be executive produced by Denzel Washington. This is purely nepotism, and to get his name on the movie, people love Denzel. Let's get Denzel in the theater. The production studio is going to be Plan B, which is also Brad Pitt's studio, so that's another huge name to have attached. When the Oscar happens, let's get him up there on the stage for the best picture when this wins. And for the setting, it's going to be set in Phoenix, Arizona, all at nighttime. These people trapped essentially on a dead end road in the desert, and they're stuck, and they don't. Maybe it's trapped. Maybe it's sunset, Kody. Set at sunset.
There you go. Thank you.
Because it's a metaphor between life and death, right?
Ooh,
Eternal
like
sunset. That. Eternal sunset of a spotless mind. There you
Written
go.
by Charlie Kaufman. There you go.
By Charlie Kaufman. And the tagline to go along with Dead End is stuck on the road.
Great.
Not a great tagline, but everything else
is really good though, Korbin.
Yeah.
We got there eventually. The haters didn't believe in it, but
another great picture. I actually really like the
put the hinges in the fuckboy's hands, you could say. Kody?
Well said. Okay, I'll bring us home. Yes, so my film coming this May from Blumhouse Productions. It's gonna be a
Blumhouse?
horror,
I don't know.
Excuse me. Blumhouse, whatever I got. It's gonna be a horror film, obviously, coming from Blumhouse. Then we're adding a documentary style as well to it, so it'll be a lot of fun. And attached to direct, we do have the great Guillermo del Toro, great fantasy director, horror in the past. Drew Goddard as well. Sort of that combo of Daredevil and Cabin in the Woods, sort of those vibes, which I like a lot. And you went full screen on me there. I was looking at them. My cast. I got.
Can you read what you see in front of you, Kody?
It's Blum.
It looks like it's
Plum.
pronounced. It's Bloom like plume. So it's Blumhouse.
I've sourced a tweet from the official Blumhouse Twitter account that does clarify it is Blumhouse, but I think he might be Jason Blum. So there's a confusing conundrum for the people. I'm glad we got there by the end of the episode.
That makes no sense if that's true. It's got to be Jason Blum. They're attached, and Matt and Ben are going to help produce as well. Good guys. But my cast in the lead cop, I got Elizabeth Olsen. Her partner is going to be Michael Shannon. And basically, they're just hunting down, looking for this powered person who is the cause of these 6 floaters. And that's going to be played by the great Lupita Nyong'o. Obviously, she's done tons and tons of great stuff. This is going to be another Oscar-nominated role for her. And then behind the camera of this docuseries, she may be a little short, but it's going to be Daphne Keane, another great up-and-comer, and I'd love to see anything she'll do in the future. But yeah, I didn't mention, it is going to be set in Seattle, all at nighttime. It's going to be raining constantly. So just immaculate vibes, and Danny Elfman's going to help out with those vibes with the score too. But yeah, officially coming to the title, Midnight Goodbye. When they rise, we all fall.
Midnight Goodbye. That's good.
Do you think that will conflict with Michael Shannon's other movie, Midnight Express, or whatever it is?
Well, the thing is, I don't. None of us can even remember the name of it.
Midnight Express is a different movie.
Yeah.
What is it?
So
Midnight. What's that movie called?
Midnight Sun? I don't know. I actually don't know.
Black Hole Sun.
But it might be confused for Michael Shannon, but for everybody else.
Midnight Special. That is what it's called. Midnight
Special. Yeah. So it is similar. Maybe you could go Goodbye After Midnight or something, just to make it a little bit different. But
you don't want it to be like a backdoor sequel?
It could. Maybe, well, it doesn't really work, but if we change the first one to make, instead of a little boy, it's a little girl, and then she grew up to be Lupita Nyong'o, that would work. Maybe we can just change the past, but maybe it's
Us. The plot of Us.
Yeah, maybe she's a sequel to Us too. I like that.
I will say I've seen Midnight Special. It's not a terrible movie. It's kind of about like this kid who has superpowers and he's trapped by a cult.
Good. He's on the run, and then it's not a bad film. I've seen
the ending is something. I'll say that.
Yeah, but
it's got Adam Driver in it too. So
yeah, I forgot that too. Yeah, that's not a bad flick, and we are taking shades from it, so respectable.
Respect all around. All right, guys. Well, we did that. Let's maybe hit some honorable mentions or some things that we were thinking potentially. I'll start with writer-director. Was there anybody that came to your guys' mind? For me, I was thinking Spike Jonze to pair with Charlie Kaufman.
That's good.
Early on, I thought like Taika. If I wanted, my first conceptual thought was like a What We Do in the Shadows, but like it's dead bodies in a street type thing. So maybe Taika. I love Steven Soderbergh. I mean, I had a huge long list of people that could fit in. I thought like a Martin McDonagh, but in the Southern United States, comedy with dead people would be funny. What about you guys?
Yeah, if science fiction got picked, I was planning on going maybe the more like thriller mystery or like Western mystery, and I was gonna do like Coen Brothers is what I was gonna go with.
That's fun.
Oh,
Kody, what about you?
Yeah, I was. Well, my initial thought, obviously, I was thinking fantasy, and the first thing that came to mind was Peter Jackson, but he probably wouldn't do it. And then directorial wise too, I was thinking James Wan. I seriously considered him.
He's great.
But I figured it was too kind of on the nose since we just did the Conjuring episode. So I wanted to go somewhere different. But yeah, those both would have been great, I think.
Jackson's favorite episode.
I don't know. I don't know who that guest was. It wasn't very good.
Just Cap.
Just kidding.
Composer.
Yeah,
go ahead, Kody. No,
you go. This is Nathan. I was thinking of Mark Coven, who did The Lighthouse, but I think it's very underrated. But yeah, who are you thinking, Corbin?
Well, Kody, we've been on the Succession kick as of late talking about it, but Nicholas Britell, the guy who does the Succession score, I mean, that shit is incredible. I also had Danny Elfman written down, so shout out to you for taking that, and Michael Giacchino. I was thinking Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross. Obviously, those two have produced many an Oscar-winning score. The obvious Hans and John Williams. And then, that's pretty much it. Danny Elfman, great stuff, Kody. Good pick. Proud of you.
Yeah, Danny Elfman was my number 2 for that. He's great.
Nice. Giacchino was my first, but yeah.
Actor, really, I just like wrote down a list of like 100 people I liked and decided to pick from it. So there's no particular shout outs I had. I don't know about you guys if you had anyone you were close on.
Steve Buscemi was an homage for me. I love me some Steve Buscemi.
I almost brought in Michelle Yeoh. Could have gone for another future Oscar winner, shouting it out. She's gonna win. No, she won't. Kate Blanchett's got it.
Yeah, probably. I almost took Amy Adams as my lead, but again, it was kind of just like too cliche for me. I think I want to go somewhere different.
Yeah, no Dave Bautista or
Zazie Beetz.
Yeah.
Zazie Beetz.
Zazie Beetz.
You took Anna from him, so
that's true. Before I was thinking Daphne Keene, Zazie was 100% who I was thinking. And then when you mentioned like a Stan Lee cameo, the first thing that came to my mind was Dave Bautista's got to be in my movie. So he's gonna be in it. He's just not, one of the top billing guys.
You didn't have to pick him because he wasn't getting picked by anybody else.
Yeah,
fair, but you should. Dave's a great guy.
See, this is the thing. Anybody that didn't get picked here today can then everyone that else is up for grabs, and we can all take them. We can all have Dave Bautista in our movie since picked him.
The rest of the cast is
treasure.
It's just Dave Bautista playing.
Yeah, just Dave Bautista in every single role. Besides,
I think that's a fair agreement. For me, executive producer, obviously Adam McKay is like Will Ferrell are like the big ones that do a lot of great stuff that we like. Kevin Feige, you should bring him in, get him on some different projects outside of Marvel stuff. See if you can make stuff.
Mine, yeah.
James Gunn could be a fun one. Michael Bay, if you want to get some good explosions in your movie. I just don't think that really fit our prompt well.
Yeah, no.
Any other ones you guys thought of?
For that, no. That was the hardest one to even think about for some reason. My brain completely broke on that one.
Tough.
Agreed.
Production studio, A24. I just didn't think the vibe. I didn't want to go that vibe. It was almost too obvious.
I thought you were going to take that, Corbin. Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't.
If I did horror, I think I would have gone A24. So maybe you should have, Kody. But Neon's another good one. And then I mean, you could go for any of the huge ones. I almost went Netflix, honestly, just because of like the Rian Johnson and even a Charlie Kaufman. His most recent movie was on Netflix, and that's just like a shit ton of money to play with, which could be good for your movie. But then obviously all the other huge ones, Warner Brothers, Disney, 20th Century, Universal, Sony, whatever. Setting, did you guys, I almost put it in Jersey City, New Jersey. Good place.
You love it.
Well, I don't know about that.
I think East Coast or like Midwest probably would have worked for most of us too, but I don't know. I considered Wisconsin, but I ended up not going for it because it doesn't rain enough, too much snow.
Yeah. Any other months of release that didn't get mentioned? I mean, July, if it was a blockbuster, October was another backup Oscar pick. You
Mhm.
obviously took November. But yeah, so that was our draft. How do you guys think you did?
Pretty satisfied. I think I won. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if I won.
I'm gonna have each
I
of
don't
you.
know. I think title-wise, you won pretty easily.
Oh, you think I did?
Yeah, I think your actors are up there too. I think you lost me at Nolan. I think you really did. And then Corbin's got Ryan Johnson, so he's already out. And
Why do you hate
his-
Ryan Johnson? He's like my
his
favorite working
tagline.
director.
Looper, Kody, Looper.
Looper's so good.
Yeah, I do like Cooper, but I think
Rick?
it's close. I think it's between me and Jackson just because Corbin's tagline as well. But
That tagline is rough. I'm not gonna lie. And let's be real, you just did your favorite play, but gave it a different name and a different setting.
Not really. Different thing.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't know.
it's similar though.
Similar vibes. I
Similar.
always believe in having vibes. I think I did all right. You guys both suck, so I'm not really too worried about getting the vote. If you do want to vote, there will be a Twitter poll, so do that. We'll post an official. Maybe I'll mock up some posters for you guys' movies and throw some stuff on them. But
I like that.
yeah, we will have the vote up in a couple days and pick your favorites. Good job, guys. Really proud of your drafting skills.
Thank you.
Let's move on to we have a Podgorithm.
Blockbuster video. Wow, what a difference.
Season 4.
Season 4.
Haven't been doing it that much this season. It's kind of
I know I'm missing
It's
it.
kind
I
of-
miss the fanfare.
yeah, I know. We need to bring it back, honestly. Season 3, it was in its prime for sure.
Oh,
of
hell
course.
yeah, buddy.
This might be beating a dead horse, but the card is Fantastic Four. Obviously, we've done a Fantastic Four episode together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we fan
Jack,
Go
casted
check
it.
that out.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
We'll let the guests go first. Tell us about Fantastic Four. 30 seconds, go.
Oh man, the original Fantastic Four is not very good. It's really weird. We've talked about it before. I'm just going to use this time to say that if they're going to do a Doom project in the MCU, Ryan Coogler's the guy to do it, right? Like he's done like the best villains so far in the MCU. If there's going to be a solo project, that's what it is. Anyways, the original Fantastic Four movie, again, not very good. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Kody?
Yeah, the original, I mean, it's just camp. It really is. There's, some standouts. The obvious Chris Evans. I do like Ian Griffith as Mr. Fantastic too. I think he's pretty good. Honestly, I probably would have rather seen him than John Krasinski, surprisingly enough, in
True.
Multiverse of Madness. But yeah, the film was all. I mean, I wouldn't watch it if I had the choice, so I wouldn't check it out. But yeah, go for it, Gordon.
Fantastic Four, they make Jessica Alba look really white, which is an interesting
Yeah.
choice. Also, speaking of Fantastic Four, the 2015 version, the format of What Are We, Some Kind of Fantastic Four is a fantastic joke. It precedes life itself, and I'm really happy about it. But Josh Trank, that movie the studio took that movie away from him and kind of ruined it from what I understand. He directed Chronicle, which is a movie I really enjoy. So shout out to that. Shout out to Chronicle.
Wait, you talking about Fan Four Stick?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fantastic, Josh Trank.
Shout out Josh Trank. That guy's done nothing since that movie too.
He was
Kinda
supposed to
sad.
do a Star Wars project, and
I know.
that was
I think
taken
it was
away.
Rogue One, probably. But yeah, sad for him. Kind of ruined his rep, it seems, with studios.
What are we? Some kind of Fantastic Four?
That's not the quote. You
No,
know
it's
that,
not.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
Suicide
It's the
Squad.
Suicide Squad.
It's Suicide Squad. I
They
know,
go,
but
it's fantastic. And he's like, say that again. And then like the movie ends. And it's like, okay, I guess that was the line.
it's a good line. What are we? Some
Great script.
Fantastic Four. I'm just gonna
That's
keep
an all-time
saying.
script.
Because
right there.
Miles Teller had a resurgence though, unlike everybody else in that movie.
Yeah, he had Whiplash
it's
before
all-
that.
I mean, it's a great cast, really. It's just horrific writing, I think. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toby Kebbell, good casting actually. Just wasted.
I will say I
Yep.
listened to your Wakanda Forever episode, Jackson, and Ryan Coogler. You know what he should do is make movies outside the MCU. That's what he needs. to
That's
do.
also true. And you're totally right. I'm not going to disagree there. I think everybody would be better if they didn't do Marvel movies anymore and we just stopped. Is my thing.
I saw him getting ass on a red carpet, like, "Hey, you gonna direct Secret Wars? You gonna direct Secret Wars?" And he was just like, "What?"
I mean, let's be real. He is the most competent director, like out of all of the current people, like doing the movies besides like what's his face, Raimi. Like I think everybody else is like fine.
No, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. Speaking of, let's move on to our recommendations.
I drink your milkshake. I drink it up.
Kody, did you pick a clip of the week?
I think I did. What did I say? I said at some point that should be the
Something
clip of the week.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh yeah, I'll find that clip for you. It's great.
Ross, are you okay?
Where is he? Mr. Cross! We should just go back.
But it really does get off the vibes of my movies too. So I think it'll be perfect. But yeah, my Rex this week. Funny enough, I don't have too many. Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to be something I wanted to touch on super quick. I'm still doing the rating by episode kind of thing, and I'm in the peak of the show. So season 3, mid-season 3 is actually really good stuff. I got through a couple episodes and I was like, oh, I rated it like a 9.0, 9.5, 9.0, which is by far the highest that will be in the entire series. But check that out. Other than that, I haven't been in too much. I do want to shout out. It's a big time for sports right now. World Cup. I mean, this entire next few weeks, absolutely exciting. And then college basketball is back too, baby. I mean, Thanksgiving week is massive, tons of tournaments. So mostly what I'll be watching. I still actually haven't seen Wakanda Forever. So I'll check that out probably in the next few days. But yeah, not too many Rex this week.
Jackson?
Yeah, I've been getting into again I've been rewatching Superman the animated series, which is amazing. And I feel like maybe I recommended this a long time ago whenever I was on your podcast. I'm gonna do it again. It's great. And then we mentioned The Martian. So the guy who wrote that, his name's Andy Weir, and I just listened to a new audiobook of his called Project Hail Mary, and it's amazing, and it should be like the next big sci-fi thing, like series or whatever. It's phenomenal. Get the audiobook or read it if you're able to do so. I guess I'm not one of those people, so it's great. Totally recommend that. Yeah, look at you.
Got the Andy Weir, double Andy Weir book.
Have you read it yet?
I have not read that, but I do have these other
it's
two. The Martian is
phenomenal.
Martian's probably my favorite book. And I'm not really much of a reader, but
I
do
haven't
love
read
it.
The Martian, and I think I might do that one next. But if the book is, I don't think it's anything like the movie, but I just gotta say I love Project Hail Mary, and I think the story is like really, really interesting. So I think you'd like that.
I love the Martian movie. We've done a whole episode about it, obviously.
Mhm.
The Martian for me, like at one point in my life, like, had me direct like down a career path, like of wanting to be an aerospace engineer because of that book to a certain degree. Like I always loved space growing up, but like in high school, especially like that movie, I was like, okay, this is it. I want to like go into this. I want to work for NASA. I love that book. It really like the thing. It is both as funny as the movie and in parts funnier, but it is also incredibly like detailed with the real science. It
And if you like the
delves deep
science,
into a lot of that stuff.
they go crazy with it. Like the whole idea is that there's this like little microbe that's like eating the sun, like a layer of it, and they call it astrophage. And basically like the sun in like 20 years is going to become like 10 degrees cooler, which is going to cause like huge like natural disasters on Earth. So they send this like science teacher into space because he's like one of the very few candidates that are actually like able to go into deep space to like try to go to this other sun that's not having these issues, like the one sun in like the entire galaxy. And he's going to study it and like come back and send more data back and stuff. And it's kind of like the suicide mission in deep space. It's really, really, really cool.
Dang.
So yeah,
That sounds awesome.
it's
Got
great.
like some Star Trek vibes for sure there too.
I think
but it's like a lot more serious.
It's so great. And it's so funny too.
Might
So
be
good.
the first real book recommendation on the podcast. So there
It's
you go.
amazing.
Yeah.
I really have to shout it out. It's like the first book I've like read in like so long, and it's so good.
Kody, did you watch Survivor?
I definitely watched it. Yeah. Oh yeah. The new school of Survivor 41, 42, 43. I hate their stupid format they have because I feel like the final 10 is the most interesting vote because you can have like a 5-5 split. If you go to like 6-4, it really gets messed up. But they've done the thing where they split it off into 2 tribes and it's 5-5. Then you can snipe threats like so easily. And then once you get to the final 8, it's probably going to be like another unanimous vote because there's not that many threats left. But yeah, do your spiel. The season I'm low key checked out of already. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, like there was some potential. It just sucks to like see 2 people go home in one like episode, and the 5, it's like it's completely random, where it's just like however this random event turns out is going to completely alter the entire game and who gets to win. Like James was really annoying, and like he still gets voted out because he's just playing way too cocky, but like he probably wouldn't get voted out in 10. I
don't know. I think the most interesting part of the episode was it's the dynamic between Owen and James. And I'm happy they were on the same side. But at the same time, I'd rather see like them go head to head and everybody have to pick a side. I think that'd be much more interesting than, there's 3 other people here who have to decide who goes home out of you 2. I want to see the whole tribe because that's when you get those different factions and there's so many splits. It really would have been interesting, but yeah, I'm gonna miss James. I think he's a good character. He did get voted out, right? Yeah, he was mad about it too.
Yeah, he was pissed,
and he went home with an advantage as well, which has still never been played correctly.
Well, so. I read an article this week that he might have given it to somebody. So
really, well, they've been doing that a lot this season, so I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah,
tough. So basically, the verdict here is you're telling Jackson not worth watching the new season.
Well,
I'm still on that race war season, and I don't know. I gotta say, the gimmicks in the early seasons are like they're kind of interesting, and then like they abandon them like in the second episode, and it's like, what was the point of the hype of this? If like, because like they did like the old man, old woman, young men, young women like season before, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, and then literally they combine the teams like the next episode. That's stupid, I think.
I agree. It's kind of what they've been doing recently too. Like they come up with a theme, and then if it's like not going well in the first 2 episodes, they just like abandon it. So yeah, I do agree. That season is much better than this one though. And I would say in general, like any season they release, I'm gonna watch it. Like I'll complain and bitch about it, but like it's still like Survivor content. So still watch it, I would say.
This is another shout out for you, Jackson. I just started rewatching The Boys with Mina because she hadn't seen it. So
nice.
Obviously, she's a huge superhero fan, just like I am, and I knew she would enjoy this show. I think she is. After I think we're like 6 episodes in.
It's good,
but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's always good to share shows with people. So The Boys is a great one to watch, and it's a good one to have conversations about. On top of that, we've been watching the new season of Abbott Elementary as that's been coming out.
Oh, nice! I haven't seen it yet.
I think the second season is a lot better than the first one. Like I enjoyed the first season.
It's great.
It had some good laughs, but like it was just like I thought it was like, all right, it was fine for me. But I'm really enjoying the second season, and
cool.
Like, I'm wanting to keep up with it. They took a break this past week, but I think they'll have a new episode coming out. Wakanda Forever. Go check out Jackson's episode on the Rough Cut retrospective.
Thank you.
Where can they follow you, Jackson?
They can follow us on Instagram at roughcut_pod. We have a link tree, and there's like you can find all of our stuff from there. It's pretty cool. We're doing Dead Poet Society this week, so be on the lookout for that. One of my favorite movies. Yeah, like our whole format for these next 100 episodes is basically based off of a top 100 movies list that me and my co-host Carter made, who's been on the show many times. And yeah, we're just kind of going down the list, doing a little film school stuff, and it's been really fun. I've been liking it. So yeah, check that out, guys.
A couple of the good ones that I really like. I mean, Superbad, that was a recent one. Great episode.
Superbad.
And then The Dark Knight, you guys revisit again too, which I loved. But
love The Dark Knight.
Definitely go check out RCR.
Yeah, definitely. They're doing a lot of great stuff over there. Love the format switch. Miss the news personally, but it's all right.
I do miss part. We talk about like some stuff if like something big happens, but the little stupid like tabloid stuff is always fun to go into for sure.
Yeah. Well, this has been a fun episode. Go vote on our Twitter at KHAP Podcast, KHAPODCAST, and follow us at KHAP Podcast everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We've posted a lot of stuff, and go check out the Rough Cut retrospective. I'm sure you have at this point if you listen to our show, but they're always doing great stuff over there, and I'm sure you'll see us, sometime in the future. Again.
Hopefully, we'd love to have you guys.
Well, peace, everybody.
Bye, Gavin.
Bye.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.